On today's episode, we are going to take a look at Zoom. The stock jumped almost 6% today, and that's because a few articles have come out for the company. And after reading what they were, I'm actually pretty excited. If this is your first time here, my name's Jose Najarro. I am a self-taught investor who's been doing this for about 6 years now. And if you want to learn more about becoming a better investor, make sure to check out my Patreon, where I drop weekly educational videos for those that want to learn. Also, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It helps so much with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to know when I buy or sell stocks, you should check out my Discord channel. The links are down below. All my social platforms are free to anybody that wants to join. Discord, we have over 1,000 members there, a great community. Like I mentioned, I post every time I buy and sell, and it's free for anybody that wants to join. Finally, you should see a link to Webull. If you sign up, deposit $100, we both get a free stock. I think right now there's a special where we might get 2 or more stocks. So let's get started. All right, like I mentioned, today we are taking a look at Zoom Video. This is ticker CM. Right now it's sitting at $356. The stock price is up 5.66%, and it currently has a market cap of about $102 billion. Zoom, this is not the first time I've talked about Zoom. I've actually just recently purchased it, and you guys can look at my catalog. I do weekly purchases, and Zoom was one I've been adding a bit here. Still not a huge position in my portfolio, but one I'm happy to continue to add. So right now the market cap is about $102 billion, and we can see right now the stock price from its all-time highs is actually down about 37%. So there was a big overhype about Zoom. We can see earlier on this year, or mid 2020 we can say, but once news started coming out about the vaccine, but maybe people going back to work, the stock price started to pull back because people believe, hey, was only a COVID stock, and this is a stock that is not going to do well when everything goes back to normal. And I want to say maybe at first I thought like that. But the more I read, and that's the great thing about investment, right? You can have one opinion at the beginning, but the more you read, the more you learn about a company, those opinions can change. And I want to say for me that opinion has completely changed for Zoom. So today we are first going to take a look at the first announcement that they made. Today, Zoom announced that it has commenced an underwritten public offering of $1.5 billion of shares of its Class A common stock. So a lot of people might be like, Jose, this is bad news, right? They're diluting their shares. There's gonna be more shares out there in the market. So in theory, one share is now worth less. This is true, but I do believe the reason they're doing this is going to be to better the company. Here we can take a look at this article right here, and Zoom says that it plans to use the money for operating expenses, for capital expenditures, and may also use a portion of that net proceeds for acquisitions or strategic investments in complementary business product, services, or technology. And to me, I've looked at Zoom's, and we're going to take a look at. I've looked at their balance sheet for a few times, right? Like I mentioned, this is not my first time looking at Zoom. Their balance sheet is completely healthy. It's one of the best balance sheets I've seen for a company this size. So for them doing this offering right now, to me, it means that they're ready to acquire some company and they just want to build that extra cash. Even though they said it might be, to me, that's most likely the reason they have done this. So to me, if they're trying to expand their overall business, that's great news and something I'm very bullish on. Even at this current prices, I'm still very happy to enter the stock. Like if you guys don't know, I put money to work on the market every single week. So every single week I dollar cost averages on about 2 or 3 stocks that I believe are great value right now. And I want to say for this week, Zoom might be one of them if it doesn't jump up dramatically. But we can see since about September of 2020, so for about 4 or 5 months now, the stock price hasn't really changed. It's been very volatile, but right now we're sitting pretty much at those levels of September 2020. So we can see not much price movement. It's been very volatile, but overall the price is pretty much where it was at. And to me, it's just building up. It's just getting ready for some future leg up. Right now, investors are just waiting to see what's next for Zoom. I do believe with this, investors are waiting for these upcoming earnings. They're like, okay, this might be one of the first earnings where we might see a slowdown. Maybe not a slowdown, but not as fast earning growth that they've seen in the past. And we're going to take a quick look at their fundamentals later on. The second article that Zoom also released today was Zoom reaches 1 million Zoom Phone seats. So this is a service that they provide, and today they announced that they have over 1 million seats, and this is their 2-year anniversary on their products. For those that don't know about Zoom Phone is a modern phone solution for businesses of all sizes and industries. They have for small businesses, for medium businesses, for large cap businesses. It has the feature of a business phone system while providing a modern unified communication experience across both desktop and mobile devices. All right, that's a lot of words. So what does exactly mobile phone do? So mobile phone, in the easiest way, it's pretty much an application that you can have on your phone, that you can have on your computer, and you can, let's say, on your work phone, on your work computer, if someone makes a call to you, you can either pick up in your computer, you can pick up on your phone, you can then transform into Zoom video, you can then transform into chat. So it kind of allows like the super messaging app to unify your group, your coworkers, whatever application you're on. And like I said, they have for different sizes. So a small company, right? If you're starting off with a small company of about 10 employees, something like this is probably the best bang for your buck. So we can see it's definitely something that has been growing. It's hitting multiple markets. They've expanded to a lot of countries. I think right now they are in about 44 countries right now, and they're continuing to expand into more and more countries. So we're seeing two things. The first thing they mentioned today is, hey guys, we're taking out some more cash. This cash we're going to use for the everyday business, and we might use them to buy other things. To me, that's bullish. The second thing, their Zoom call is reaching amazing levels, is still growing, and that's right now in a phase where more people are going back to work. Zoom Phone, in my opinion, is something that will continue to do well even after people return back to work, even after things go back to normal. So now let's take a look at the technicals for the stock, and then we're going to take a quick look at their fundamentals. So if we take a look at technicals, the first thing I want to take a look at, is it overextended? We can see right now Zoom's price is definitely not overextended. It has actually pulled back to its 200 EMA. And so that's something I prefer to see. The second thing is there volume around the stock price it's at right now? So we can see around these high 300s and low 400s, there's a nice amount of volume building up. So that could mean investors are both buying and selling, but there's a lot of transaction happening around here. So that's another thing I like to see. So the stock price technically doesn't look too bad. I know maybe some people might look at it and say, Jose, Zoom is still in a downtrend, right? There's no point in buying this until that trend breaks. To me, I'm more of a long-term investor. So even though I have studied technical analysis in the past, it's not something I use for my long-term thesis or for my long-term investments. For me, the moving averages and the volume is all I need. I keep it simple, and that's exactly how I do it. Next is just take a quick look at future growth. So Zoom is still expected to grow about 26% on average for the next 3 to 5 years. This is still a heavy growth company. They are profitable already. They have strong cash flow from operations. And to me, this is the most important thing about Zoom. The amount of cash that they have is insane. And like I mentioned, their financial health, they have no debt whatsoever. So for them to be taking out the second offering, in my opinion, is to just do for some form of acquisition that they are going to grab, or just some whole new movement into maybe some new market, some new technology wise. And the other thing I wanted to take a look at is their ownership. For those that don't know, the CEO still owns about 15% of the business. Individual insiders own about 1/3 of the business. General public owns almost the other 1/3, and institutions own a little bit more than that. So we can see right now the company is doing pretty well. So the final thing I want to show you guys is this company's growth rate, right? Historical fundamentals. So this company in the last quarter grew 366%. The quarter before that was 355%. And the quarter before that was 169%. So all of these three quarters growing over triple digits. We're doing this COVID situation. But look at the quarters before COVID-19. Before then, the company was still growing at strong levels, 77% the quarter before COVID, 84% before that, 95% before that. So historically, the company was doing great even before COVID situation. COVID, obviously, the overall working from home, the studying at home, kind of accelerated that growth, but regardless, the company was still doing amazing. We can see earnings at the same time have increased. Profit margins are 21% for the company. Their gross margins did decrease to about 70%, but remember, this company has now kind of moved into the hardware segment, so gross margins tend to take a hit there. The next, I want to take a look at operating cash flow margins for this company, and this to me is one of my favorite things about Zoom. Cash flow, in my opinion, is king. As revenue is increasing, we can see cash flow from operations is right there with it. Their cash flow from operation margins right now are about 56% in the last trailing 12 months. That type of money that they have is insane. This company is just literally making cash. And I do believe this isn't going to change anytime soon. Even if revenue slows down, the amount of cash they're going to continue to make from this type of services that they provide is going to be strong. And that free cash flow margins is also very similar. It's over 53% in trailing 12 months. So right now, like I mentioned, Zoom is still looking amazing for me. It's a company I don't mind continuing to add on. Right now, like I say, I do own shares in Zoom. It's not a big position, and at the moment, I don't think it would ever be a big position, but it's one that definitely has a place in my portfolio, even at the current prices. So let me know, what did you guys think about the articles that came out today? Are you guys kind of bearish on that $1.5 billion dilution per se on their shares? And how are you guys feeling about Zoom Phone? So take care, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Like always, make sure to hit the thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and I am going to be streaming on Mondays and Tuesdays at 8:30 Eastern time. It should be a bit after this video, so I hope you guys make it there. You should see the links on my socials below. So for Twitch, see you guys there.